Nightcrawler is a film, released in 2014, starring Jake Gyllenhaal, giving his performance as a character named Louis Bloom. I really enjoy this movie, and I recently decided to rewatch it. And to my surprise, in the first 5 minutes of the film, you are given an excellent insight to the character and his psyche, all without any dialogue. Let's take a look at this to see what we can glean from this introduction to the film. It starts, as many movies do, with some establishing shots. More specifically, of the city of Los Angeles at night while the opening credits roll. After that, we are introduced to our main character as he is using a pair of bolt cutters to steal some chain link fence. A security guard pulls up and exits his vehicle to confront and question Louis, who has been caught in the act. Louis attempts to smooth talk his way out of it by badly trying to pretend that he is simply a lost tourist. When he realizes that this won't work, and after being hounded for his ID, Louis pounces on the guard. We quickly cut to Louis driving away with the security guard's watch. And this is the scene that I want to analyze. At this point, all we really know about Louis is that he is a thief and that he will use violence when he is cornered. But beyond that, we have very little insight into why he's stealing or what's going on inside his head. Upon a rewatch, I noticed a few interesting things in this scene of Louis driving through LA. In contrast to the establishing shots at the very beginning, these shots are focused on Louis and the city of LA from his perspective. Here there's a shot focused in on his face before his eyes are drawn off screen. There's a cut and we are taken to a panning shot of a luxury sports car dealership. Due to the shot selection, the viewer intuitively understands that we are being shown what Louis is looking at, and that based on what he's looking at, a discerning viewer will start to piece together theories like, maybe Louis isn't just stealing to scrape by, but trying to break into a higher class of society, or stealing to increase his own opulence. Immediately after this, we are cut back to Louis, but this time even closer on his face, barely illuminated with a bokeh effect on the scrolling lights in the background. We're drawn to his eyes, which are the most dynamic part of the shot, again emphasizing the importance of his perspective. His head turns and he looks again. We cut to a group of people walking down the street. However, they are mostly in shadow and they are out of focus. However, what is not in shadow and what is in focus are the ATMs that they are walking past. In addition to the lighting and the focus, the ATMs also hold the centermost position of the frame for longer than the people do. This sequence is practically begging to be dissected, and it's not difficult to conclude that the filmmaker is trying to communicate to us that Louis is more focused on money than he is on people. A more imaginative interpreter might point out that yes, the ATMs, which are in the background of the shot, are in focus, as opposed to the group of people who are in the foreground while they are out of focus. Thus, we might conclude that Louis not only has his sights set on money, but that his aims are obstructed by vague silhouettes. Vague silhouettes that are living, breathing people, which Louis is not interested in, and in fact may even disregard while on his pursuit for material gain. Now, if you've seen this movie, you will know that this is more or less the plot of the whole film. If you haven't seen it, I'm not going to spoil it any more than I already have. The point of this video was just to point out some clever and subtle storytelling, which is conveyed through a not-so-obvious subtext brought forth by the artistry of filmmaking that is cinematography and editing. If you watch this video until the end, it is likely you are a personal friend of mine watching this at my request. If so, thank you for indulging me. If you somehow stumbled on this video naturally and watched it all the way through, and especially big thanks to you for taking a chance on a video with as few views as this likely has, and from a channel with no other videos and no subscribers. Please consider subscribing for more content like this in the future. Thanks for watching.